What did your parents say to you as a kid that still affects you today? Growing up, Mom would tell me about my twin sister who died during childbirth. She'd say things like, "We were meant to be a pair," how I was lucky to survive, how sometimes when I was being difficult, she could tell I was carrying my sister's rebellious spirit too. It started when I was around 5. She'd show me this tiny pink baby hat she kept in a special box. She told me they had bought matching ones. Blue for me, pink for her. My dad never talked about it, just got really quiet whenever Mom brought it up. Mom would tell me stories about how twins have special connections. She'd ask if I ever felt lonely for no reason, or if I ever felt like someone was missing. And honestly, I did. I always did. I grew up feeling like there was this emptiness next to me that should have been filled. For my whole childhood, on my birthday, we'd visit this little memorial garden where Mom said they scattered my sister's ashes. We'd leave flowers and a small toy. I'd sit there and talk to her in my head while Mom cried quietly. It became our thing, just me and Mom. Dad never came. When I was 12, I found Mom sobbing in the bathroom holding that little pink hat. I asked her what my sister's name would have been. She told me Mabel. She said they had chosen it because it was my grandmother's name and it matched mine. Tammy and Mabel. It felt so real having a name for her. My dad left when I was 16. He and Mom had been fighting more and more. He'd drink a lot. The night before he left, I overheard them fighting. Dad was shouting that it wasn't right, that it had gone too far. Mom was crying, saying she was protecting me, protecting us. I'm 24 now. I haven't spoken to my dad in years. Mom told me he moved to Arizona and started a new family. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? Last month I got a friend request on Facebook from someone named Mabel Sample. The profile picture was of a woman who looked exactly like me. I thought it was some kind of sick joke. I almost blocked her immediately. She sent me a message. "I think you might be my sister. I was adopted at birth. I've been looking for my birth family." I called my mom screaming, demanding answers. She hung up on me. Wouldn't answer my calls for days. I messaged this Mabel person back. We video chatted. It was like looking in a mirror. She had the same birthmark on her left shoulder that I have. Same weird double-jointed thumbs, same laugh. She told me she'd been raised by a couple in Oregon, loving parents. They'd always been open about her being adopted. When she turned 22, she requested her adoption records and found out she was a twin. She'd been searching for me ever since. I didn't want to believe it. How could this be true? How could my entire life be built around a lie this massive? I drove to my mom's house. I hadn't done that in months. We usually just talked on the phone. When I got there, I found her place empty. Neighbors said she'd packed up and left 3 days earlier. No forwarding address. I was losing my mind. I called my mom's sister, my aunt. She wouldn't talk to me either. Just said it was complicated and not her story to tell. I was desperate, so I did something I never thought I would do. I tracked down my dad. It took some digging, but I found him working at a garage in Phoenix. I called the number. A man answered, and I recognized his voice immediately, even after all these years. I asked if he was Albert. He went quiet. I told him who I was. He started crying. He told me everything. How my mom had severe postpartum psychosis after we were born. How the doctors had recommended she be hospitalized but she refused treatment. How she became obsessed with the idea that having twins was dangerous, that one would hurt the other. How she threatened to hurt herself and us if Dad didn't help her fix it. Dad said he thought it would be temporary, that they would get my mom help, then reunite us. But Mom kept getting worse. She became convinced that Mabel was evil, that she would hurt me. Dad realized Mom was never going to get better as long as both babies were there. He made a choice. He arranged for Mabel to be adopted by a family friend who had moved to Oregon. Ricardo and his wife couldn't have children and had been looking to adopt. Dad thought it would be temporary. A few months, maybe a year. But then Mom started creating this elaborate story about Mabel dying at birth. When I asked Dad where Mom was, he cried and said, "She never wanted you to meet." Then I found her note. "Tammy, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. I'm sorry, I had no other choice." The full story is on the channel, link below.